First things first, I'm sick. No, don't go anywhere. It's not contagious.
It's so contagious.
Today we're gonna be talking about more hack and slash RPGs.
What you've already done like 3 of these already.
Yeah, suck it nerds. We're doing 4. This time we're covering the Champions of Norrath series. Quick history lesson, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 was developed by Snowblind Studios, who ended up leaving before the sequel, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 was developed. However, Black Isle Studio continued to develop the game, and then midway through they were sued by Snowblind Studios for using their engine without their permission. Which brings us to Champions of Norrath, which was released in 2004, only for the PlayStation 2, by the original Snowblind Studios when Black Isle Studios went bankrupt. I guess you could say it wasn't a very strong alliance. Anyways, as much as I enjoyed Baldur's Gate, I really felt Champions of Norrath was really where couch co-op hack and slash RPGs really reached their peak. I spent easily over 100 hours in this game when I was a kid, and I would always come back to it every few years. Go figure, I couldn't really do much over the past few days, so I figured I would dive back in and lose my soul to this game once again. Right from the beginning, some of the improvements upon the first 2 games are quite apparent. Not only do you still have 5 different character classes to choose from, this time you can choose to play as a male or female for each class, and also you can name your character. I feel like these 2 things are must-haves in RPGs. I, for one, have always preferred playing as a female character, so small changes like these really make me gravitate towards the game even more. For characters, you've got your human barbarian, your wood elf ranger, a high elf cleric, erudite wizard, and dark elf shadow knight. Since I was sick and social distancing, I decided to go with the ranger because it seemed like the obvious choice. After selecting your character, the next improvement in the game is revealed to you in the form of
Stat allocation.
You can choose where your stats go. This adds another layer upon the character customization, since each level you get 3 additional stat points to allocate as well. You can choose to be more tanky or more offensive, or even have a larger mana pool. I always go super glass cannon, so I decided to pump all my points into dexterity. Some people would say that's careless. I'd like to think I'm just a bad boy. First things first, the character screen, so damn good. The character models got upgraded, as well as the skill tree as well. I mean, honestly, how good does this look in comparison to what we had before? There was also no need to unequip our armor, since the beginning armor actually came with defense. Touche, Snowblind Studios. Touche. The inventory window also got an upgrade, and you can manually move things around to fit in a certain way. Luckily, you are only limited by the carry weight and not based on where you could fit things on the grid, but it was kind of a step in the right direction and more in tune to what we see in games today. The camera can also be zoomed into 3 different perspectives, and the music. Oh my gosh, there's actually music. It's nothing mind-blowing, and I would absolutely not buy the soundtrack to this game, but the fact that there are moments where there's decent music in this game, it really let me know how horrid the music must have been in the previous 2 games.
I have too much in my pack already.
Oh yeah, she says that a lot. The combat is also much improved, not only because the many abilities that just seem to work together very well, especially in co-op, but the simple weapon swings and even hit detection, it just seems to work properly. Again, another thing you don't notice until you've picked up this game in comparison to the other 2. The difficulty feels much more polished, since mobs don't pose too much of a threat, but each boss encounter can be pretty scary if you don't learn the boss's patterns and weaknesses. Hell, some of the bosses when I played through this were so tough I decided to even cheese them. But I swear to God, if you tell anyone,
I will find you.
Cutscenes are also greatly improved. There's quite a bit of voice narration for the game, which is almost always a good thing for RPGs. Also, the level design and variation is amazing. Now, I don't know what Snowblind Studios was eating between this game and Dark Alliance 1, but they just matured so damn much. The levels are so distinct and interesting. I was actually looking forward to getting to the next area just to see what it looked like. Even the characters react to their surroundings based on what race they are. For example, the wood elf would complain when you're in the underground caves. The dark elf, however, felt really comfortable there and would make really positive remarks. The high elf really preferred when we were in the more open areas. And the human just kept complaining about the rise of inflation. Not in the game, just in general. The cost of living is just getting so damn expensive. But honestly, the different level designs and environments are my fondest memory of this game, and I'm starting to remember why. Riding this iron tractor through the boiling lava pits, battling it out above the clouds against cloud giants that all have slightly different haircuts, scouring the desert sands and slaying scorpions, laying siege to catapults while they're lobbing fireballs at you, and also helping your fellow warriors take down goblins. These are just a few of the areas you'll come across in this game, and all of them are just as memorable and a joy to spend time with, except for the fucking water level. Nobody has ever liked a water level in any video game. Nobody. There are far more NPC interactions as well. Rather than having one quest line given to you by one character in each act, you'll instead be talking to many different characters that will link together and helping guide you through the main story. I also feel that NPCs have far more character than in the previous two games. And by character, I mean they have much bigger, larger roles than in Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance 1 and 2. Also big boobs. Another thing that was greatly improved upon in the Champion series was the enchantment system. Enchantments work so well with this game, and being able to quickly modify your weapons and armor adds an incredible level of customization to each character. The item system was already more in depth, and now that there are more unique armor and weapons as well as normal and magic, you can now enhance them further with stats or make them elemental. Also, stats just work far better than before. There's still not a stat that scales with magic damage. However, all of the other stats can be pretty useful and pretty unique based on your character class. Shamelessly, in this past week, I played through this game 3 complete times with 3 different character classes, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Did I mention I was sick? Overall, this game is a massive upgrade on the previous 2, and after the Dark Alliance releases on Steam, I'm really hopeful that this game will also get announced. While there isn't any news yet, the lead up to both Dark Alliance games was also a quiet one. So I'm hoping there's a plan somewhere for the release of Champions of Norrath, which is by far the best in the series up to this point in our videos. I'm going to give this game 8 socially distanced and sick watermelons out of 10. Check out the first video in this series if you like these hack and slash games. And also, thank you to Joking, who is our first ever Patreon member. Love you, mate. Anyways, love you all. Take care. Peace.